Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this Friday night. We are going to begin with some breaking news because federal prosecutors now say that some of those rioters who stormed the U.S. Capitol last Wednesday intended to capture and assassinate government officials, including Vice President Mike Pence. And tonight, we're learning chilling new details about just how close they were to their target. CBS News has confirmed that Secret Service agents whisked Mr. Pence into an office off of the Senate floor, just 1 minute before rioters stormed up a nearby stairwell in what some are calling a stunning breach of Secret Service protection. Now, as we come on the air, the nationwide manhunt to arrest and detain some of the most violent rioters is expanding, as concern grows that some of them may now be planning more attacks during next week's inauguration. There's also this. Investigators say there is mounting evidence the insurrection may have been carefully planned, pointing to videos and eyewitness accounts of groups wearing military-style gear and using SWAT-style hand gestures. Well, tonight, sources tell CBS News a new intelligence bulletin is warning that domestic extremists now pose the highest threat to President-elect Biden's swearing in, and the intelligence community now believes foreign adversaries are trying to exploit that threat and spread disinformation online. So here in D.C., the city is now completely locked down by police and the National Guard, days ahead of what is supposed to be a peaceful transfer of power. Well, we've got a lot of new reporting tonight for you and your family. Our team is standing by. CBS's Jeff Pegues is going to lead us off tonight from right here in Washington amid the security. Good evening, Jeff.
Nora, and you know this, normally on a Friday night, this part of the D.C., it would be packed with people and cars. Right now, all we see are these tall fences here, these barricades right here, and National Guard members all over the city. In the coming days, they're going to be about 25,000 strong. Lessons learned after last week's attack, during which the vice president had to run for cover. New details tonight show just how close the violent mob got to the vice president and his family. The insurrection was quickly spreading. Rioters were climbing the walls outside. Police were being overrun. While inside, House and Senate members evacuated.
Protesters are in the building. Thank you.
The vice president stayed in the Senate chamber for nearly 14 minutes after the initial breach, giving the angry intruders time to get closer to his location. Some chanting Pence was a traitor and that he should hang. The Secret Service finally rushed Pence and his family out to a nearby office.
Hey, where they killed the
Within a minute, the violent mob was charging up the stairs after a Capitol police officer who was drawing them away from Pence's location. The rioters were less than 100 feet away from where Vice President Pence and his family were hiding. Later, the Secret Service evacuated the Pences to safety. It was clear the attackers were out for blood. At least that's what prosecutors suggested today in filings for Jacob Chansley, who was photographed inside the Capitol building that day with a bullhorn calling for the assassination of congressmen. Known as the QAnon shaman, investigators say he espoused identifying and hanging leaders he viewed as traitors within the United States government, and that Chansley, who intended to return for the inauguration, left a note for Pence on the Senate dais. It's only a matter of time. Justice is coming. In the days since the attack, justice has come for the rioters. The FBI has about 300 cases against people in the mob, a number that is expected to grow exponentially. Peter Steger, who is seen in this video beating an officer with a flagpole, has been taken into custody. Also charged, Jennifer Lee Ryan, who traveled to Washington from Texas in a private jet. In a Facebook Live post recovered by investigators, she was captured on camera saying, "We are going to effing go in there. Life or death, it doesn't matter. Here we go." Prosecutors are also looking into whether there was coordination among people or groups in the mob. Tonight, Capitol Police opened an investigation into whether some members of Congress helped the protesters plan their assault. To prevent a repeat of the Capitol attack, Washington, D.C. has turned into a fortress in what looks like wartime footing. D.C.'s mayor says heightened security may be the norm after the inauguration.
So we all have to think about a new posture. We certainly have to think about a new posture in the city.
And tonight there is still a lot of work to be done. You can see behind me they're still placing some of these big barricades, and you can expect to see security similar to this in all 50 states amid these threats for potential violence. Nora.
Never seen our nation's capital like this. Jeff Pegues, thank you.